Welcome to In Conversation with MANWAR podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the Do Not Be a Bystander campaign. You can join us in raising awareness about bullying by visiting donotbeabystander.com, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay informed about upcoming episodes. The participants of today's podcast are Sufyan, Tasnia, Farifta, and Adian.
Welcome to our Bullying Awareness podcast. I'm your host, MANWAR Khan. Today, I'm joined by four individuals who are ready to share their thoughts and insights on the topic of bullying. They all have the same goal: eliminating bullying in school and community. These young individuals are passionate about addressing the issue of bullying and willing to empower others. Now, I would like to introduce our participants for today's podcast: Sufyan, Farifta,
Hi.
Tasnia,
Hello.
and Adia.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us today. With your valuable contribution, we are ready to engage in an open and honest conversation about bullying today. How to create awareness, how to handle bullying, how to help victims, how not to be a bystander. Please feel free to share as much or as little as comfortable you are with. Now that we introduce our participants, let's get started with our first round of questions. So the first question is for Farifta. So bullying is a serious and global issue that affects children in school and over the world. Bullying can be various forms, including physical, verbal, emotional, and cyberbullying. So my question for Farifta: what bullying means to you? How does it differ from teasing or joking around?
Um, a bully is like who jokes around with someone, especially those with like less power than they have, or those considered weaker in some ways. And it's because joking generally is not a negative process, since the intention behind it is to make people laugh. Teasing is like the act of making fun or like saying things in a light way.
That's that's a good answer. So do you think bullying is meant to hurt someone repeatedly
Yes.
with a purpose, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else want to add anything to this? All right. Thank you, Farita.
Yeah.
Next question is for
So
Tasnia. My question for you, Tasnia, is what do you think are the reasons why someone might bully another person?
I think there are many reasons a person may bully another, often because they take pride in watching the other be intimidated and it makes them feel powerful, like they hold some sort of power over the other. Some bullies might take from examples such as people they idolize when they have seen them be bullies. There are also other cases in which bullies themselves are feeling insecure, powerless, and might even be dealing with mental health problems. In such cases, they are bullying so that they have a sense of power, so that they know that they aren't weak in these scenarios.
Excellent. Thank you. Anybody else wants to add anything to this? Perfect. No. Now I would like to go to my next question. So that would be for Sufyan. Um, so individuals may respond differently when witnessing someone being bullied, as emotions and reactions can vary to person. So my question for Sufyan is: have you ever been bullied? How did you feel? What did you do about it?
Well, yes, I have been bullied multiple times, and um I felt like well, I used to feel sad and useless, but like after like my grade 4 pink shirt day, it changed me a lot. Pink shirt day was like when someone in Nova Scotia got bullied for wearing a pink shirt, and to help support the guy who got bullied, people sold pink shirts at the school, and it helped the bully kid a lot. So what I did about it is that on like before telling you that, I watched a video on like how to deal with bullies. So, and the instructions were to ignore bullies, but if they take it too far, say, tell a trusted adult, or like defend yourself with friends beside you. So, when I came back home from that day, my bullies were like outside my bus, but like, and they tried to like mock me and like socially bully me, but I just ignored that and went away. And now it's working all fine, and they've went away. And they have threatened like physical bullying, but I have my adults with me too that are close.
Wow. So, Sufyan, you did take a stand against bullying them.
Yeah.
So you
Yes,
were
I
not
did.
a bystander.
Mm,
That's great. Did you talk to your
standing.
parents about that?
Yes. Yes, definitely.
And do you want to say something about that? That what kids should do? They should be talking to their parents first, and then the teacher.
They should talk to a trusted adult. If it gets out of hand, like talk to a trusted adult. Like
Right.
they could help the most, like teachers, parents, counselors, coaches,
Right. Perfect.
and then
Thank you so much. Sorry. Go ahead.
like if it's not that much of a big deal, you can defend yourself. And if you don't have like any more support, try to get friends to help you too.
Exactly. Exactly. I was telling other kids other day in my different episode that I was never being bullied just because I have lots of friends at school. That's the only reason I was never being bullied. Nobody bullied me because everybody was my friend. But I have seen a victim that my other friends are bullying somebody in the class. In that case, what all I had to do is I had to become friend of that person, and then it stopped right away. So, like
Mhm.
Sufyan said, that yeah, friends can help a lot in this type of situations. Or you can help somebody, a victim, that you go and become friend. Let them know that I'm there for you. I'm here. Don't worry. Um, if you need any help, I will take a stand for you too. Okay, you are not alone. These kind of words means a lot to friends, right, Sufyan?
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Anybody else wants to add anything else to this? Right. So, in the context of bullying, there is a term called bystanders, and bystanders can play an important role in preventing bullying and stopping bullying. So, my next question for Adian: what do you mean by bystanders? What are some reasons why people might choose to be a bystander instead of helping someone?
So being a bystander means that you're watching like something bad happen and you're not trying to intervene. For example, a fight. If you're just watching the fight happen and you're not trying to intervene in any or help in any way, then you're a bystander. So some reasons people might choose to be a bystander is because they could be afraid about being bullied, or maybe the bully is their friend and they just don't want to lose their friend. Some other reasons people might choose to be a bystander is because maybe they're scared about facing a bully in a big crowd, or they just don't want to create enemies.
Right. So, what would you do if you ever see someone is being bullied? Would
So
you?
if I,
Yeah,
sorry, yeah, if I witness someone being bullied, I should and I would stand up for them, or tell someone. After the event, I would ask if they are okay and if they needed anything. I would tell a teacher if I was at school, and if I was at home, I would tell my parents.
right. So the same thing. Also, Sufyan mentioned that you go talk to someone, a trusted person, right?
Yeah,
And be a friend to that person, right?
yeah,
But the first thing is you always have to make sure, we always have to make sure that this is safe for you. You do not jump in a unsafe situation. You have to make sure this is safe and then mobilize people, friends, and talk to them. If you guys cannot stop it, talk to an adult, teacher, parents, okay? Thank you for your answer, Adyan.
thank
Anything
you.
else anybody want to add to this? All right. With the first round questions completed, it's time to move to the second round. So observing a bullying situation is not easy thing to do. It is stressful sometimes. So my first question for Farifta is: have you ever seen someone being bullied? How did it make you feel, and what did you do about it?
I've never seen someone get bullied before, but if I did, I would stand up for that person. I would try to give him some mental support. I would tell him, I'm here for you, and I would try to tell the bully that, like, it's not a good thing to do, and I'm here for him. And it will make me feel really sad how like they're behaving to others. And I'm also going to be happy because at least I get to give that person some support. At least that person can actually like share something. Like he have someone that he could share, or like she.
Right. So it's like you are doing your part. You might see somebody else is not helping, but you are at least, you will feel comfortable or you will feel better that, okay, I am doing my part to help that person.
Yeah,
Okay. That's a great answer. Thank you so much for it.
yeah.
So there are many reasons why people may not feel comfortable speaking out against bullying or intervening in situation where it happens. They just avoid. They just say, okay, this is not my problem. So my next question is for Tasnia. Why it is important to stand up to bullying and help those who are being bullied?
Preventing bullying is something that needs to occur because being bullied, no matter the age of the person, can oftentimes have a lifelong scar that the target will most likely need therapy, and in most cases, mental health issues can occur, such as depression and anxiety.
Right. So that is why it is important to take a stand against bullying, right? And so what happens sometimes when somebody uh, uh, to the victim, they internalize it. What it means is they don't discuss that with anyone, right? So they internalize it, and that can take them to depression and all other issues. So do you think when somebody is being bullied, eh, they need to take a stand? At the same time, they need to talk to somebody else, trusted person, right?
Right. When a person is bullying, better than keeping their emotions internally and not letting it out with anyone else, it's often easier for them to find a counselor or talk to a trusted adult about their feelings, and because that can prevent mental health issues occurring because you have someone to talk to, someone who can give you advice if you need it.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you, thank you, Jasnia. So identifying if someone is being bullied may not be always clear. Well, as bullying can happen, various form I mentioned before, and victims may not always openly disclose their experience. They don't want to share with anybody. So my next question for Sufyan is, How do you know if someone is being bullied? What are the some signs that someone may be a victim of bullying?
Some signs, if someone is being bullied, is that like they would often like show a sign of fear when going to school, and if that is where they're being bullied at, they would also probably not want to go to school and like fake an excuse and uh try to not go there because there's a bully just waiting for him to come or her to come. Often like victims also can be spotted because like if you're not perfect, like bullies try to like get the bullies that people who are not like like perfect enough.
Right,
And so like being too tall, being too short, having acne or something like that, having like like something is wrong with your head, its size is way too big, the forehead's really big and stuff like that. Um if you do seeing bullying act, like tell a teacher or an adult or a trusted adult, and if there is an adult nearby, like always talk to them like all about the situation, like
right.
tell them in full detail. That is the most effective way to make them stop.
I agree with you. I want to give an example to you guys actually. Somebody told me that, like Sufyan mentioned, that kids don't want to go to school. Headache. No, I don't want to. Telling mom and dad that no, I want to go to school today. I have a headache. Actually, behind the scene, maybe there is another reason. We don't know because they don't feel comfortable. They don't feel safe. They come from school. Lunchbox is missing. Something is missing. Some belongings are missing. Maybe somebody took it. He knew it, but he didn't say. He internalized it. He's not telling to the parents, right? So these kind of things, and there is a bruises. If you see bruises and if you see any cuts, then there might be a physical bullying there. We don't know. So parents needs to be watching for this sign, right, Sufyan? So
Yes.
that they can find out if if and we don't blame those children if they don't say it. It's just because they don't feel comfortable. But it's our job as a parent to to find it out for them and help them. And that's why we are having this conversation today, that you guys know what to do. You guys need help. Your first point of contact would be your parents or your trusted adult, any trusted. If you don't feel comfort talking to your parents, talk to a trusted someone you trust. But I would say talking to parents is the first thing that you should be doing. They will give you the right advice. From there, we will go on, can go to the teacher, counselor, coach at school. Anything else anyone want to add to this question? All right. So victims of bullying often feel alone, isolated, afraid. Being a friend to someone who is being bullied can make a huge difference in their life. As I mentioned my story to you guys, one of my friends was being bullied and a victim. All I had to do is just to become a friend of that person. Everything stopped. It's because nobody ever bullied me. All the bullies were my friend. So now they know they are our friend. That guys are my friend. So they stop bullying. So my next question for Adian is, what should you do if you witness someone being bullied? Who should you tell and how you can be a friend to someone?
So if I witness someone being bullied, I should stand up for them or tell someone. So like after the event is done, I would ask if they are okay and if they need anything. I would probably tell the teacher if I was in school, and if I was at home, I would tell my parents.
Right. And you also, what about being friends to that person? You can also encourage them
Yeah.
to be your friend. At lunchtime, you go and sit with them and talk to them and tell them that, okay, this is how are you feeling? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Anything else anybody wants to add? Okay, if not, actually we just completed the 2 rounds of questioning. We now move to the final segment, and which is a group discussion. I have one question for all participants. You are welcome to express your thoughts, opinion, your advice, anything else you would like to share with the audience and other children who will be watching this podcast. So, preventing bullying requires a community wide effort. Here comes the last question. What can we do as a group of or as a community to prevent bullying? I'm not gonna call anybody's name. It's you guys can volunteer. Whoever wants to go first. Farifta.
So like we should also like spread more caution to those kids and also like those adults, especially to those people like who's like new to this concept, like they don't know about this stuff and like it's like really new for them. They should know what bully is.
All right, that's great. Anybody else? Tasnia.
Like you had said earlier, a good way to prevent bullying is to expand your social circle to the people being bullied and or giving them advice to expand their social circle. Another way you could also prevent bullying is if you are watching an act of bullying, you can call the person out on it. This will take the attention off of what they're saying to the victim onto their behavior.
Very good answer. Sufyan.
So, like, I agree with Tasnia. We should have like friends beside us so we can get defended. Or like, you should like talk to like trusted people. Like principals, counselors, coaches, or like friends. And if that is not possible in any way, you can also use trusted resources like the phone number 1-800 for a child. It's like it's a mental health number, and it can really help you a lot at times.
Exactly. I agree with you. The resources, there are lots of resources. I will talk about that too at the end of this show. But I agree with you guys that if resources are available, we know what to call and who to talk to, right? Adian, do you like to add something to this?
Yes, I would actually. Like another reason why as a group or a community we could prevent bullying is like by standing up for the victims of bullying and maybe making friends with them, because if you have more friends, there's a less chance of being bullied.
Exactly. So that's we all can do as a group or a community to prevent bullying. Anything else anybody wants to add? If not, I have a home assignment for you. Next day, when you go to school, can you do me a favor? Can you have a 5-minute conversation with one of your close friends about bullying? That's it. Nothing else. Just one of your close friends. Just tell that person that you will be there for them if they were being bullied, and you do expect the same from them. And can you tell them that You do not want them to be a bystander. Can you do that for me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We have come to the end of the episode. I would like to thank our participants, Farifta, Sufyan, Tasnia, and Adian.
Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. Before we wrap up, I would like to remind our listeners that there are several resources available to help individuals dealing with bullying. The Government of Alberta has a bullying helpline which provides support and advice to those experiencing bullying. The helpline can be reached at 1-888-456-2323. Bullying impacts not only the victim but also the entire community. It is our collective responsibility to take a stand against bullying and not to be a bystander. Thank you for listening in Conversation with MANWAR Khan, and we will see you next week.